Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a Sacred Union Energy Update mini reading. I wasn't intending on doing really anything tonight. Number one, because I was working all weekend, and number two, because I'm really not feeling the energy of the connection lately, at least for the past couple of days. I've been receiving a ton of activations for my own ascension, but the connection itself seems to be like on the back burner. There's this energy of I don't know if I'm alone in this, but it's almost like I'm not. It's not. I don't really care anymore. I don't know what's going on there. It doesn't really feel like giving up. It doesn't really feel like surrender. It doesn't really feel like letting go. It just feels like I was telling a friend earlier. That kind of feels like I'm asking myself questions, and she used a beautiful word. She used the word curiosity. Um, as she was responding to me, and yeah, that's what it feels like. It's not coming from a wounded state of needing to analyze anything or trying to understand anything. I'm not seeking for anything, but there's some questions that are coming up. What does this journey mean for me? What did my counterpart mean for me? What does that mean for my future? What does that mean for our future? It's really just a curiosity that's coming up. So it's not quite confusion because there's still some peace that's there, but there's still some kind of some questioning. There's still some um, curiosity there. And maybe curiosity isn't truly the right word as we know it, because again, it's not a seeking kind of energy. It's just a, what is this, or what has this been, and what direction am I headed if we're not headed somewhere together? Because right now that the connection just doesn't seem like anything, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really feel like I want it right now to be anything. Um, it's interesting because last a couple weeks ago we were really experiencing the connection, that sacred union and everything, but I feel really anchored into my own life and my own joy and my own focus. I'm focused on my health right now. That's a big thing for me right now. I'm focused on, my work. I'm focused on, family and friends and things like that. And as much as I feel my partner energetically, he even came to me in my dreams last night, where I woke up. Oh, this is something. I woke up last night, or early this morning, and Blink 182's song was in my mind. It was their song "I Miss You," and the actual phrase I was hearing was, um, "the it's okay. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head." It was that. I was hearing, "You're the voice inside my head." I was hearing that song phrase, that riff, "You're already the voice inside my head. I miss you." And I woke up and it was very loud in my mind as I was waking up, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" And so I quickly Googled it in my sleep fog, and I realized, oh, it's Blink 182. And then it hit me, oh my gosh, I heard that at the hockey game a couple of weeks ago, when all of a sudden I was tuned into the music that was playing during the intermission between periods, and it was like it was there. And I think I had even talked about it either on the channel or I had said something on Instagram that like the music was being activated again, or the music was activating again. There were a lot of music downloads that were coming in a couple of weeks ago, and then that kind of tapered off. But that was the song, and I woke up this morning hearing that. But even still, even though I'm connected and feel energetically connected to my counterpart, there's been this, I don't know if it's an acceptance, in a way that I haven't experienced before, that he's not part of my life, isn't going to be part of my life, perhaps. I mean, I feel very present where anything is open, but I'm also in this energy of um, a new energy. It's like I had walked through a doorway lately and I can't look back. Um, so if even if there is new opportunities for reconnection, what does that look like? What does that mean? Because neither of us can obviously go back to what was. So it's this questioning, this curiosity, but it's not a seeking for answers. It's not a I need to know. It's not a clinging to anything. It's just a curiosity about where we've been led, what it all means, And there's a sense of peace about it. There's a sense of acceptance about it. There's a real sense of presence about it. It's a very different energy that I've ever experienced before. Along with that, I am being highly activated as far as, I don't even know what to say, my own multidimensional nature. Um, Having amazing experiences, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Energetic experiences, visions, um, phenomena, things like that are happening within my own sacred journey. Um, I will explore a little bit of that when I feel called to. If I feel called to, there is stuff around the twin flame, if you resonate with the term twin flame, or that sacred union path of ascension. There is some activations with that as well that I've been getting. I want to get a little bit more information before I share anything, but there has been a lot that I've been receiving for twin flames at this time. We're going to be doing a solstice reading, and I feel like it's going to come out during the solstice because I feel like the solstice is going to be energetically activating as well. Um, Not that it's something as far as action between twin flames, but there's some energetically rising energy. That's all I really want to say about it for now, because I really want to focus on this. But make sure that you're staying tuned because I am going to do some channeling this week, um, around everything that I've been receiving, especially as the solstice is this week. Okay, so I just want to read really quickly what I had just posted, because I just did the Sacred Union Energy Update, the written channeling, and posted it to all of my platforms, including the community tab here on YouTube. Sunny, okay, sorry. My cat, my cat likes to sleep under my desk with me now, and he was on the power strip. Okay, so I do want to read this, because it kind of describes a little bit about what I've been feeling too, and so I was called to share it as well and channel it as well. I said, we're in a strange vortex of energy, it seems, leading up to the solstice and the new moon in Capricorn. There's a juxtaposition of things being calm while also in a state of flux, some confusion while also being at peace. It's not a back and forth energy that needs to be balanced, but rather one that's fluid and being navigated energetically versus anything we need to physically do or consciously try to understand. Everything is righting itself, aligning itself. I've been receiving a ton of activations, like I said, the past several days, relating to this, sacred partners, especially those who resonate with the term twin flames as their path of ascension. So we're going to explore a little bit more about that next week, but that's what it feels like. It feels like we're in some kind of vortex, and what I'm actually receiving is we might be even in some kind of like a holding space. I feel like we're really being held, like we're in a cocoon collectively, especially for those who resonate with sacred partners, twin flames. It feels like we're just being held, and it feels peaceful, and it also feels curious, almost like we're about to enter into a new world together somehow, and we're not quite sure what it means, but we're not fearful of it, and we're not trying to control what that means. We don't need to know what it means. There's this state of presence about it. It's a very interesting energy. And that's really when you tune into your heart space. That's really when you are in the stillness of yourself that you might be experiencing that. Otherwise, if you're really focused in the 3D and you're really like in the ego and the human self, there might be a lot of tumultuous energy. But when you're really anchored in to the presence, that's what it really feels like. So I pulled the Seven of Cups, the Star, and the Six of Cups with the Hanged Man and the Hierophant on the bottom. I'm going to read what I channeled there really quick, and then I'll dive a little bit deeper. So I said, the scenario is an interesting one and seems to be picking up on what we've been previously channeling. There's a little bit of confusion here mixed in with hope. That's the Seven of Cups and the Star card together. Perhaps there's hope for reunion between counterparts, as I was really seeing these two cups as the Two of Cups, really standing out strongly. It feels as if there's a desire for healing, a connection, moving forward, perhaps into a new form of commitment, perhaps particularly with the Hierophant card here on the bottom of the deck. But someone is feeling stuck and confused as to how to make it happen. For some, this could be reuniting with a former partner, while for others, this could be reuniting with a soul connection you've yet to meet. With the Star card here, it feels very much wish upon a star energy, but this confusion is slowing this down. So I feel like this person is really feeling like wishful and hopeful and wishing upon a star, but this confusion is really slowing this down. And I'm really getting like in your mind space. So even though it's the cups energy, which is emotions, it really feels like it's in the mind space, like almost like spinning in the mind. Which way do I go? Which cup do I choose? Which cup do I offer? What do I do? That kind of energy. It seems like there's too many scenarios, possibilities, what ifs, and that's stalling this person. That's preventing them from taking action and moving forward in the direction that they really do want to go towards. Because they can't really see clearly here, so they can't move in any direction. And it really feels like they're getting themselves wrapped up. This Star card here feels like a really clarifying energy, and if they would just be present with themselves and acknowledge their truth, acknowledge what their emotions are rather than getting caught up in the jumble of everything in their mind and their emotions. If they would just get into alignment, it feels like if they would just acknowledge what their true desire is and their true hope is, their true wishes, and allow themselves to take action on that, then the energy would flow. For some, there's a desire to let fate or the stars direct this rather than taking action themselves. So with that energy, it was they are wanting. I just keep getting this North Star energy, like guide me, guide me. Don't make me make a decision. Guide me. I don't know how to do this. Please guide me. That's the kind of energy. Like they're asking fate to do this for them. Almost because it doesn't feel like they want to be passive, but they don't know how to move forward. They feel pretty stuck here, especially with this Hanged Man energy. I'm also getting this energy of surrender with the Hanged Man, and it doesn't necessarily feel like they are in lack of surrender. I feel like they are trying to surrender, but I don't feel like surrender is easy for them. This is somebody who has had a very strong ego. This is somebody who has been very prideful, perhaps very stubborn in the past, very obstinate too. You tell me to do this? Well, because you tell me to do this, I'm going to do the other thing. What do they call that? Defiant opposition. Oppositional defiance? One or the other. It's that kind of energy. It's very Aries energy. I got an Aries moon, so I get it. Like, I'm very much like that too. Like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. That kind of energy. Let me show you what I can and can't do. But this feels more like they're trying to release that. They're trying to release that ego. They're trying to release what they know has been holding them back. This could be you. This could be a counterpart. Take it as it resonates for you. This is usually, this really feels like the masculine energy, but this could be your own inner masculine energy as well. Always allow yourself to take it as it resonates for you. But again, this North Star energy, that's what this really feels like. It feels like, I feel like they're praying for some guidance because I feel like it's too much for them. The confusion is too much. Again, it's not confusion like I was expressing before. This confusion feels like overwhelm. That's not the energy that I'm in and that some of you might be in. The confusion that I was expressing before, again, was very calm. It wasn't even confusion. It's just a curiosity. There's a peace about it. There's a, okay, let's think about that. Let's reflect on that. Not let's try to analyze it and come to conclusions. This feels more like emotional confusion. This feels more like I know what I want, but it's hard for me to acknowledge it. I know what I want, but I don't know how to get it. There's too many possibilities. There's too many what ifs. There's too many different scenarios. I don't know which one to choose. Because I want the outcome to be the Six of Cups, this person is saying, but what if this doesn't happen? It's a very interesting energy. There's this leap of faith energy I feel that's required, and that's been coming through in a couple of readings lately. This leap of faith energy that's coming through. I do want to say, too, that the Judgment card has been coming through in almost every one of these collective readings that I've been doing. We're going to talk more about the Judgment card later this week as well. So the Seven of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like your person has been, could be your person, could be you. I feel like this person has been, what's the phrase? There's a phrase of being patient. It's like, I can't even think about it when I'm when I'm trying like this. It's like biding their time. That's what I was trying to say. Biding their time. For some reason, I want to say the word tide. I feel like there might be another phrase but I can't think of it. But biding their time. They've been planting the seeds. They've been watering the seeds within themselves. There's just this energy of waiting for the right time, biding their time for the right time. But it's like there's never a right time. The only right time is now because of being present. If you're present, now is the right time. Now is always the right time when you're present. It's just about having that courage, having that bravery, and allowing yourself to surrender that ego enough that you take that leap of faith and take that step forward. But that's what this really feels like. So let's see what else is here. The Emperor. Yeah, see, masculine energy coming through. It's about taking that control of yourself. The Emperor is somebody who in the past might have controlled others or wanted to control others, maybe even felt controlled by others, but understanding that you're only in control of yourself. That you can think of 1,000 different scenarios and each one may lead to a different outcome. You can think of 1,000 different ways something can turn out. But at some point, you have to take that step and take that action and be that leader for yourself. Have that inner authority to take that step and see how that turns out. That's what this feels like with the Emperor here. This feels like courage. Strong solar plexus energy just came through. A strong pulse of solar plexus energy. So this person might be receiving a lot of solar plexus energy. Gaining that courage, recognizing oneself, recognizing that they might not be able to control the reaction of this reunion or how this reunion comes about or how this plays out. And I feel like that's part of the fear. How is this going to play out? And I feel like both counterparts are mirroring this. Divine Feminine, you might be saying, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I want this. I don't know how it's going to be. As much as in your heart you do want it, there's a fear there. Perhaps because of the patterns of the past. You're afraid of that replaying itself. You're afraid that maybe nothing has changed. You're afraid that maybe everything has changed. But all you can do is be self-assured in yourself, assured in yourself that you have changed. That's the only thing that you're in control of, is that you have changed. Same for the masculine energy. They might be having the exact same scenario, maybe from a different angle, though. Maybe they're saying, too much time has passed. Maybe they're saying, I don't know if the feelings are still there from my counterpart. I don't know if I messed this up too much. There's a fear that you're mirroring from both angles. And that's what we've been channeling, that both counterparts in some way have to take a leap of faith towards each other, somehow. For the Divine Feminine, it's surrendering to your intuition and to your trust. That's your leap of faith. Releasing the doubt, releasing the fear. Divine Masculine, your leap of faith is taking that action, releasing your fear and allowing yourself to take that step. So it's a very interesting energy here. Let's see anything else we need to know about what's going on here tonight. The Four of Cups, that's what I was getting with this energy here. The Four of Cups is an energy of, for me, it's an energy of looking at the past so much that you miss what's right in front of you. It's not being able to see the forest for the trees. It's like you're so blinded by whatever is like a narrow focus. It's like you're so blinded by whatever's going on around you or whatever's going on within you that you can't really see the truth of situations. That's what this feels like. It feels like there was a missed opportunity where looking too much of the past, projecting too much in the past, that there was a missed opportunity for what was being presented by the universe. There was a gift coming in from the universe to you. And it was missed because there was too much of a focus, a narrow focus, a projected focus. But now it's like the opposite. Now it's like where you couldn't even see that cup that was being offered, now it's like all four cups are pointed to the Two of Cups. Now there's some kind of revisiting. There's a coming back around kind of energy. Anything else? There's the Judgment card. There it is. There's the Judgment card. We're going to explore this more in either Sacred Channeling on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. Make sure you're subscribed over there, or here on this main channel. I'm not sure where yet, but I've been getting that there is a call for divine counterparts. I really don't want to say too much because I don't know so much about it myself yet. There's even more that's coming in now, but I'm going to hold off until this week to channel more. Because I want to understand it myself first. I'm not gatekeeping. I don't do that. I'm not holding back for any purpose, except I want to try to understand it myself first, and receive more input than what I can do here in this reading, because this reading is meant to be separate. But that Judgment is an awakening. It's a call to rise, and there has been this call for divine counterparts to rise. It is time. We've been channeling that for the past several weeks. That message that I've been getting, it is time. It is time for counterparts. It is time for this ascension. It is time for this shift. There's a collective shift that is happening now. It is time. This is the call. So we're going to talk more about that coming forward. Oh, God. That energy is so strong here, but they're allowing me to step back from that. We'll talk about that coming up. Anything else that we need to know for these sacred partners? Oh my goodness. The Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands. There is a big shift that is coming. The Eight of Wands is very fast-moving action. With the Three of Wands, we had just channeled this previously in the previous Sacred Union energy update. It's not just about standing on the shores waiting for your ships to come in. It's taking that action, stepping away from the comfort of the shoreline and going towards what it is that you want, meeting it halfway. It's almost like what I'm seeing is the Divine Feminine has been steering the ship towards the Divine Masculine on the shoreline. She's been on this journey, and the Divine Masculine has been almost like on the shoreline. Not that he hasn't been doing his own work. He has been. He's been on his own journey. Maybe there was a jungle behind him, and he broke free from the jungle and is now at the shore. But he also has to take that step and meet her where she is, meet her halfway. Because she's been coming towards him. She's been doing her own work. Maybe she had the stormiest of seas behind her. So it's two sides of the same coin. King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Two sides of the same coin. You don't see it because you're so enmeshed in your own trauma, in your own healing. But you're both doing the work. You're both doing the healing. You're both doing the shifting and the transforming. But sometimes it becomes so toxic between you two because your traumas come up to the surface and you're triggered so much that you can't help. You can help it, but it's like you just keep projecting that onto each other. Especially if you're in physical proximity and continuous communication with each other, sometimes you need that time apart in order to recognize, oh, it wasn't my counterpart. It was just my own pain. It was just my own trauma. It was just my own projection. For more healing to take place individually. But energetically, like, you're still doing this together. So Divine Feminine, she has battled her own storms in the rockiest, stormiest of weather on that water. Divine Masculine is coming at it from, he just battled through the jungle. It's both hell, for lack of a better word. It's both storms. It's both, trauma. It's both experiences that are very, very heavy and very difficult, very challenging. But the person on land can't really understand what the person on the boat has been going through. And the person in the boat can't really understand what the person on land has been going through unless you really see each other clearly, unless you stop the projections, unless you allow yourselves to heal. That allows you to have compassion for the other. Divine Feminine, I feel, has been holding a lot of that space for the Divine Masculine. Energetically, in the physical, energetically, the Divine Masculine has been holding space on a higher level, on the soul level, has been holding space for the Divine Feminine. But now in the physical world, it is time for that to be bridged. It is time for that to meet. Where you both see each other clearly for the love that you are, the connection that you have, the divinity that was within you both. So with the Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands, I do feel like it's coming in. It's happening. But especially for the Divine Feminines, it's almost like you released a need for it to happen, a desire for it to happen. There's this state of presence about you. You might have even released your counterpart or who you thought was your counterpart entirely. And with that detachment, it's what's drawing everything in closer. It's very much a juxtaposition. It feels a little bit awkward even, especially if you've been on this journey for a long time. It feels very different. Anything else that we need to know? The Nine of Pentacles, that's the energy that the Divine Feminine is in. She's just kind of like, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, especially because I don't want that conflict. And she's a little bit afraid of what that communication or what that expression might be once it comes in, because she doesn't want that conflict. She's like, I'm good. I only want, and I've only ever wanted, that love, that partnership with each other, to recognize each other's divinity, to recognize the strength of each other, to lift each other up. She's always only ever wanted that. But perhaps there was so much conflict from the triggers and from the trauma and from the projection that it's almost like what I'm getting is, I couldn't make you see. The Divine Feminine saying to the Divine Masculine, I wanted you to see, but I couldn't make you see that this is what I only ever wanted, because I could see the bigger picture of who we are together and what we create together and the love that exists between us. But it was all the 3D stuff, and it was all the past stuff that kept coming up between us. And I'm hearing the Divine Masculine, the higher self of the Divine Masculine, coming through and saying, we needed to heal that first. I know that you could see that bigger picture, but we needed to heal all that 3D stuff first. It's a very interesting energy. There's a partnership here, energetically, that is that twin flame energy. Always in union. Always in partnership, in connection, in love. Energetically, you are each other's beloved. There's an anchoring in the 3D, but there's also a release of the knowing of how that's supposed to look. Almost like, I'm just getting the Moon card, almost like a surprise. I'm not able to get anything as far as what that looks like or what that is. Divine Feminine is still working through some anxiety about that. Anything else? That's too much. Anything else that we need to know? Anything else that we need to know here? Strength. We're going to end with that and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles was on the bottom of the deck after these cards earlier. There's a grounding. There's a new beginning in the physical. That's what we just said. There's a new beginning in the physical. But I feel like we're not meant to see what that means, what that looks like, who that's with, what that relates to. We're meant to be very present in our faith, strong in our faith, strong in our inner knowing. Like for me, I still feel very strongly that my person is my person, but I've released completely in a different energy of that need. It's this energy of not whatever, as in it's blasé or doesn't matter, but it's just complete surrender, absolute surrender. I don't know how to articulate this energy. It's very new. It's just absolute surrender. Completely releasing the connection, completely releasing the need, the desire for it even. Just completely releasing and just being completely present in myself and in my faith when it comes to my connection with God. It's a very different energy. That's where allow yourself to be strong. Not strong as in I'm holding on, but strong as in I'm letting go. And let's see what happens when I let go and just love. And just love. Let's see what happens when I let go and I love. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for this mini reading. We'll come back, like I said, later this week for some more channelings. There's a lot that wants to come through. So we'll be doing some more, as well as I'll be working on the year aheads. So I am beginning a big push to get those done. I am starting a new protocol for my health this week. So I'm going to push to get those done so I can be as productive as possible before anything, before I start detoxing and maybe not feeling so good. So if you do want to book a year ahead reading, make sure that you book with me now, and I will get it to you as soon as possible. I do still have a bit of a wait list. I think there's about 10 readings that I have to get done over the next 2 weeks. So there's a little bit of a wait list, but like I said, I'm going to do a big push this week to get as many as possible done. And then if you'd like to book, I am booking those until January 15th. Okay, so we'll be back. I'm sending you all so much love and so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.